Ah, here's our troublemaker. You've really caused a stir around here with that spectacle in front of the Menhir. I had everything in order. The cart was ready, and people were all set to move to Camelot. But now, you appear out of nowhere, and suddenly a dying pile of stones lights up like a bonfire. That's bad. That's very bad. Firstly, because now I have to write yet another report to Camelot that we're going to be late, and that they need to send us even more supplies. Secondly, you've somehow reignited the Menhir, and this has reignited people's hopes that they can stay. And that's dangerous. And before you ask why it's dangerous, take a look around town. The recent Red Death outbreak took its toll, and I'm pretty sure things are just going to get worse and worse. But you should be thankful to them. Their hopes are the only reason we haven't locked you up for sabotaging our initiative. That's the assumption I decided to go with, and that's why we're talking. Perhaps there's still a chance to sort out this mess. You can go tell Murig that your presence doesn't change anything about our deal, and that you are unwilling to help with his endeavors, whatever they may be. And if he doesn't listen, play along, but come back to me when you learn what he has planned. Isn't it obvious? For the safety of all the residents of Avalon. Only by gathering the Menhirs in one place and reigniting them will we be able to keep ourselves safe from the weirdness. Avalon's population has significantly declined over recent years. We're on the brink of extinction, damn it. That's why we need to stick together, to take care of each other. Only Camelot possesses the necessary infrastructure to establish the right conditions for its people. If they remain here, they will die, either from the weirdness itself or from the horde of monsters it spawns. And there aren't enough soldiers here for their protection. You must know that I didn't come here just to obey orders. I truly believe that this is the only way to save everyone on Avalon. Then at the very least, we'll have bought some time for those wiser than us to think of an alternative solution. Perhaps we will invade Tuathan, like in the glorious old days. Or perhaps someone will find a way to free the derelict fleet, allowing us return to the homelands. I don't know. But there's one thing I'm certain of, and I'll repeat it as often as necessary. Only by standing together can we overcome the weirdness. Scattering our people across the island is the worst solution, and it's a sure path to our ruin. Murig, who apparently prefers to be called Maggot, is a druid, even though he may not look the part. And druids are the only ones who know the rituals necessary to ignite the Menhirs. Due to bad luck, or more accurately, the decisions of my superiors, our options for druids are limited. That's why I'm forced to work with Murig, and prophet be my witness, neither of us is happy about that. But I'm no fool. I know that what happened in front of the Menhir might make Murig consider double-crossing us. He'll try to find a way to reignite the Menhir so that it could stay in Kunok despite our agreement. So, if you ever find out what he's planning, if he ever asks you to fetch something for his ritual, you make sure you come to me first. If only it were just one. Sorry. You're talking about the poor man in hospital, right? He's a scout. We've been preparing to evacuate the residence, and I sent him out a while back to make sure the route to Camelot was safe and clear. Looks like he tried to take a shortcut through the waterworks. That's where they found him, babbling and talking nonsense. The weirdness must have caught him. We'll have the Mynheer with us, so we're not going to share his fate. But we still don't know if the way is clear. You look like someone who's seen a fair bit of Avalon and isn't afraid to travel alone. I could use someone like that to finish the job my scout couldn't complete. Of course, you'd be properly compensated. Take the road to Camelot, all the way to the Iron Gate, and report back on whether it's clear. Handle any smaller threats yourself, and tell me about any larger ones. The sooner the better. Think you can manage that? Great. Head out then. No need to write a report. Just come see me when you're back. Who told you that? The Dalriata? I've never paid a single gold coin to any Dalriata for deserters. Not even once in my life. However, there is some truth to what you've heard. You see, it's hard to keep the men's morale up in these uncertain times. It's really no wonder that every once in a while, some of them try to desert. Still, this is the military. Desertion is unacceptable and will always be punishable by death. Camelot especially insists on nipping that problem in the bud. So if you do take care of the deserters, you can be sure you'll be rewarded. Asgard will pay out bounties for each and every scalp you manage to bring him. Anything else? Me? There's not much I can do right now. I have to stay in Connacht with my men until we get the locals to consider moving to Camelot. But if someone were willing to handle them in whatever way they saw fit, as long as they stop being a threat to my men and the people here, they'd have my thanks. But all this should stay between us and on the down low. Excellent. If you need anything, you know where to find me. Yes, on my orders. Ferkett needs to give me an explanation for a very unfortunate accident in which innocent soldiers were hurt. He's a local inventor, and as far as I know, doesn't have the best reputation in Connacht. At the moment, at least. There was a time when he was quite useful. He invented various machines for more efficient farming and other practical applications. But now he's apparently fixated on the weirdness, and he doesn't want to talk about anything else. People are afraid of him. Since you're already here, I might have a task for you. Ferkett refuses to talk to my men, and the locals don't trust him. There's a slim chance that anyone would be willing to mediate the matter. But you, he doesn't know you. Perhaps he'll be more open with a stranger and confess the truth. So, are you interested? You can ask him if he set fire to our warehouse on purpose. You should also try to bring him in voluntarily, though knowing Ferkett, that's unlikely. Do whatever you think is best. I just want to find out who is responsible for this accident and make an informed decision based on that. Here are the orders. Show them to the boys by the gate and they'll let you in to see Ferkett. As soon as you find out what happened with Ferkett, report back to me immediately. I'll await your Ah, you... If that's really what you wanted to tell me, then it would mean I need to declare a bounty on your head.
You're getting tired.
Oh, you'll pay that!
You're getting tired. You shouldn't have crossed.
Ah, you... Who... I... Me. One of our warehouses burned down. My men suspect sabotage, which isn't exactly unheard of around here. I do have my doubts, though. They say Furkett is a madman. Just don't spend too long. If you... Pray to the All-Mother. Although, truth be told, But you could... You... So you're refusing to complete a task for the good of Camelot? Really? Airfear. I hope you understand that this needs to stay between... If anyone finds out who's responsible for the sabotage, well, I'd be forced to take drastic measures, and I don't want to do that. Even my own men can't know about this. We're not interested in a conflict with the residents of Ku... When I arrived in Connacht, I knew I would have to get to know the people here and learn the rules of this place. Airfear is not just the blacksmith here. He's the oldest resident of the village. He's old enough to remember the ancestors of Yvain, the current lord, and Yvain respects his opinions. Revealing this information could escalate an already tense situation, which is something we don't need at the moment. I hope you understand this. I'll await you. Ah, you... That... We could use your help. This is a delicate matter. I will talk about the sabotage with Airfear personally. However, I know that resorting to violence and public punishment will not be a good solution in this case. Meanwhile, the equipment is still broken. And you know something funny? The only person who could get us replacements for the damaged parts is Airfear. Problem is, his forge has been closed lately for some... I'd like you to find out what's causing this. Don't worry. You'll be...
You're here.
If nobody's working the anvil, then it means the forge is closed, and it will stay closed until Beor gets better. A woman happened. He was chasing after some girl he thought the world of. Almost ended up shuffling right off this mortal coil. One time he went to see her and didn't come back for 2 days. I looked for him all night. It was only in the morning that I found him. He was all the way on the outskirts of Kurnacht. Alive, but barely. Afterwards, he seemed to be getting better. Everything went back to normal. For a while, I could see that he was starting to struggle with swinging the hammer. Until one day, he just passed out completely. Now he just lies there, barely breathing. I have no idea how to help him. Nianti, Maggot, none of them know what's wrong with him. I told him that it's no use chasing after a girl, that she'll... Stupid kid. What do I care? Whatever happened there could have been her fault. So excuse me for not running to rescue her. I only know that she wasn't from here. Beor's wound wasn't caused by a mere boar. Oh no. Hell knows. He didn't want to tell, but I know that youngsters in love used to visit this one cave with a spring. It was all hogwash, if you ask me. Maybe they went there and were attacked by weird beasts or something. I don't know. To be fair, I only cared that... That's so. Then maybe he should get that arse-licker Yvain to swing the hammer for it. Wouldn't that be something, eh? Our esteemed Lord Yvain trying to make something with his own hands. You're free to use the forge. No smithing as long as Beor If that's to be the end of him, what have you gotten? That brown-noser and milksop should never have become our lord. Everyone knows that. And I don't give a shit if you work for him. If he cared about his people here in Kurnacht, he'd have driven out those Camelot moochers long ago. Outsiders may think all kinds of things are happening in Kurnacht, but that's not thanks to Yvain. It's due to the efforts of those from the capital. They came here with their machines and their men. Now, they want to move us all to Camelot. That's all I've got to say. No, end of story. I wouldn't start working the bellows even for King Arthur himself, let alone some stranger. Definitely not for those treacherous leeches from... No smithing as long as... If that's to be the end of him... They came here with their machines and their men. Now, they want to move us all to Camelot to save us from the thickening weirdness. Or so they claim. Load of bullshit, if you ask me. Kurnacht has been doing fine with the weirdness for ages. I don't see why that would change. That's all I've got to say.
Have some spare food or coin?
Come on, show me what you've got.
I've fought tougher than
You're not walking away from this.
not that. You'll pay for that. You'll pay for that. Now we're talking. You'll pay for that. Now we're talking.
Have some spare food or coin?
You look for trouble.
Maybe put that away. God! Seize them, now! Seize them, now! Seize them, now! Guards! Guards, to me!
This is my shield. But there's no part of my soul inside. We need to look somewhere else. But I can feel the missing part. Close. Maybe it's the men here. Maybe it needs something from us.
This isn't right. Please don't make me do this.
Excellent. Here's your goal.
Yes?
I'll await your return.
The seal looks good. Orders are orders. I'm glad, Ferk, it's your problem now instead of ours. Let's move out, boy.
Who are you? Did Camelot send you? I'm not talking to those thieves. Get lost. I think it's quite obvious, isn't it? They're harassing an honest inventor. First, they stole my entire life's work, and now they show up with grievances. I'm not giving them anything, and I'm not letting anyone in either. Oh, aye, it did. And no surprise there. They've only got themselves to blame. They barged in here and grabbed everything that wasn't nailed down. No, actually, they even prized loose the things that were nailed down and took them too. Do you know what this device is? It's a pyrolosite stabilizer. And they took all the pyrolosite, but left the stabilizer behind. No wonder it blew up. Yes, pyrolosite, my most prized invention. I've spent half my life working on it. And what did they do? Well, they just took it away. And now they're surprised that it blew up. Pyrolosite is a wondrous substance. It can create fire anywhere you are. All you need is a drop of pyrolosite, add a little spit, and there you have it. Oh, it also amplifies the power of weird fires. Isn't that marvelous? So, tell me, don't you think it's marvelous? Exactly! But all great inventions need painstaking preparation. It takes years of experimentation to make them safe for use. As you can see, my pyrolosite isn't stable yet. That's why the stabilizer is essential. Without it, it's still a dangerous substance. Well, I was pretty agitated at the time. Do you think so? It's their fault for taking whatever they pleased and not asking how things work. I know perfectly well what happens when you meddle with inventions you know nothing about. I had a few apprentices who paid with their lives for their foolishness. Science is a field for geniuses, not for brainless grindylows who feel the need to whack anything they see cross their path. Someone died? Too bad. They shouldn't have put their grubby paws where they didn't belong. I won't confess to anything because I don't feel responsible for anything. It's just natural selection, as we scientists like to call it. And yet, such is the law of nature. The strongest survive and the smartest endure. The weak and the foolish eliminate themselves. Even though our world is far from ideal, I'm glad that these principles still apply here. So forgive me for smiling at the news that my invention exploded in the hands of the Camelosians. It's what was meant to happen. Nature has spoken. Who am I to defy her laws? I value them even above my own life. Yes, I suspect so too. Still, I hope we can resolve this matter amicably. There are two things I value above all: science and life itself. If I need to sacrifice one for the other, then so be it. At least I'll take all my secrets to the grave, so my inventions won't fall into the hands of utter imbeciles. As you already know, I have no love for Camelot. However, if it means securing my survival, I might consider accepting that offer. I could continue working on pyrrolocite. I have another idea that might help address the issue of its stability. Are you familiar with weird candles? They possess the ability to dispel the weirdness, just like a campfire, but portable. If you light one, you can walk through the night without fearing transformation or ambush. But weird candles burn out quickly, and their production is quite complex. Perhaps my pyrrolocite could prolong their effect, or at least simplify production. Yes, I think I would like to start making weird candles. Go to Denholm and tell him what we discussed. I trust you to draw the right... And? Good. Spare a coin for the hungry.
What do you want? What's happening with Verkut? Is he going to surrender? Or do I need to... That's a serious accusation. I'll be honest with you. Verkut is neither trusted nor well regarded among my soldiers, especially after the accident which, as you claim, they brought upon themselves. Fine. Verkut will stay in Connacht, and his inventions will be returned. However, make sure that he takes proper care of them, so they no longer pose a threat here. Tell Verkut of my decision. I'll await your return.
And? Oh, so does this mean... very well. A deal. In return, I'll offer you a discount on my products and allow you to use my house. Feel free to cook and sleep there whenever you like. But remember... Oh... Keep up the... And... Good... Have some spare food, a coin.
What do you want? What's happening with Firkit? Do you think so? If you claim that Firkit had no intention of harming my soldiers, then his skills will certainly be useful to us in Camelot. I will make sure that he has a quiet place to work, as far from human settlements as possible, just to be safe. Tell Firkit of my decision. Let him...
And? What's our Oh, it appears Camelot... Well, it's not a perfect solution. In that case, I'll pack my bags and report to Denholm. You're going to take care of... After all, you just saved my life, but I can't pay. The house stays. So, here, the mad scientist cottage. Burn it down, sell it. I'm sure Camelot will... Don't disturb me. Remember your limitations. Help a soul out on your journey, will you?
I'll await your... Stay out of my... What's happening? That's one of those things I never wanted to do. But if you're and here I will tell Firkett of my decision.
And? That's what I expected. A genius used as kindling, huh? That's a good one. Yeah, well, I guess it's time to die. Feel free to take whatever you want before they burn down the house. It's not like I can take any of it with me to my grave. And I hope... Spare a coin for the hungry.
If I just stay put, everything will be okay.
I'll await... You need something? lost, or what? What do you want? You lost, or what? Stay out of my way. Eyes forward, and mind your step. Didn't expect to see you here. What do you want? What do you want? Eyes forward, and mind your step. What do you want? Stay out of my way. What do you want? You lost, or what? Stay out of my way. What do you want? You lost, or what? You lost, or what? Eyes forward, and mind your step. What's happening with Verkett? Is he going to surrender? Or do I need to use... That's a serious accusation. Still, I suspected you might say something like that. I'll be honest with you. Verkett is neither trusted nor well regarded among my soldiers, especially after the accident which, as you claim, they brought upon themselves. Fine. Verkett will stay in Connacht, and his inventions will be returned. However, make sure that he takes proper care of them, so they no longer pose a threat to anyone here. This is for your excellently conducted investigation. Tell Verkett of my decision. Let him make the necessary preparations.
And? What's our situation? What did Denholm say? Oh, so does this mean Camelot still has a working brain among its ranks? Incredible. Very well. A deal is a deal. I'll begin production of weird candles, and in return, I'll offer you a, discount on my products and allow you to use my house. Feel free to cook and sleep there whenever you like. I rarely indulge in those distractions. But remember, never, ever interrupt my work. Oh, it's you. How can I help you today?
Don't bother. I'm in no mood to talk.
And? How do you like it here? Not bad, is it? Why did you have to go and ask, huh? Now our business is ruined. Of course we didn't go directly to him, you idiot. We're not stupid enough to approach a Camelot legate in the middle of an occupied village. We're Dalrita.
Moron.
We had contacts. It was an ideal setup. But now it's all going to fall apart. Because you couldn't keep your mouth shut. Eh? Ah, so you've met Emery. It's all talk. Don't worry about it.
Do we fight now?
Be quiet. I don't know yet. You wouldn't be asking if you didn't think there was something in it for you. Well, you don't say anything to anyone, and we won't kill you. We might even let you in on a share of the goods that we happen to collect during this noble work. So, what's it going to be? Gold or a fight? Be and how good.
Spare a coin for the hungry.
Well, since you've already killed them, I don't see why you shouldn't be rewarded. Thanks to your efforts, my men and the people of Cunard... Here. I'll await your return.
Speak up or get... Why did you have to go and ask, huh? Of course we didn't go direct. We're not stupid enough to approach a... We had contacts. It was an... Eh? Huh? You... Well, we might even... So... Ha! See? Here's your share. Keep your mouth shut. Come back in a few days. There might be more...
Have some spare food or coin?
Eyes forward. I'll await... I'll await... Ah, you... Who told you that? I've never paid a single gold coin to any Dalriata for deserters. Not even once in my life. However, there is some truth to what you've heard. You see, it's hard to keep the men's morale up in these uncertain times. It's really no wonder that every once in a while, some of them try to desert. Still, this is the military. Desertion is unacceptable and will always be punishable by death. Camelot especially insists on nipping that problem in the bud. So if you do take care of the deserters, you can be sure you'll be rewarded. Asgard will pay out bounties for each and every scalp you manage to bring him. Anything else? Me? There's not much I can do right now. I have to stay in Cunard with my men until we get the locals to consider moving to Camelot. But if someone were willing to handle them in whatever way they saw fit, as long as they stop being a threat to my men and the people here, they'd have my thanks. But all this should stay between us and on the down low. I get that. Just... I'll await...
And? How do you like it here? Not bad, is it? Why did you have to go and ask, huh? Now our business is ruined. Of course we didn't go directly to him, you idiot. We're not stupid enough to approach a Camelot legate in the middle of an occupied village. We're Dalrita.
Moron.
We had contacts. It was an ideal setup. But now it's all going to fall apart. Because you couldn't keep your mouth shut. Eh? Ah, so you've met Emery. It's all talk. Don't worry about it.
Do we fight now?
Be quiet. I don't know yet. You wouldn't be asking if you didn't think there was something in it for you. Well, you don't say anything to anyone, and we won't kill you. We might even let you in on a share of the goods that we happen to collect during this noble work. So, what's it going to be? Gold or a fight? Ha! That's... See? I told you all was not lost. Here's your share. Keep your mouth shut, and there'll be more where that came. Come back in a few days. There might be more.
Help a soul out on your journey, will you?
If I just...
No. No. Who are you? What are you doing here? Oh, gods. Please don't tell me they sent you after me. Is that what they're saying? Gods, this is a nightmare. I'd never desert. I swear, the lads are my family. I've got nothing else. I can't believe I'm going to die here. With everyone thinking I'm a traitor. And a thief, too. Of course I am. But it's impossible. I've searched every inch of this place. and there's no way out. Things still fall in from time to time, but that opening only works one way. So, I'm sorry, my friend, but we are well and truly stuck here. At least there's food. But if they move the supplies, we're done for. I don't envy you your hope. I know what it's like to lose it. But, go ahead. I remember what it felt like to have something to do. Oh. I'd already forgotten I wasn't here alone.
Another guest? My, how word must have spread. I didn't think there were still fools eager to walk in the shadow of my throne. I am Gaelric Tarion, rightful lord of Connacht, blood of Palamedes, born to rule, my legacy squandered by lesser men. And yet, here I sit, not in a hall of marble, but in this realm of broken things. Because I made a mistake, a single, miscalculated mistake. I toyed with the wrong woman. I thought she was just another pawn in my game, a trinket to be used and discarded. But she was no trinket. She was a Bandrui, a woman of power, of the old ways, and she cursed me for my arrogance. And all I wanted was to live longer. This is a prison, woven from the fabric of the weirdness itself. Only those with true mastery over the old ways, druids, Bandrui, could tear a hole in reality and trap something within it. A realm that both is and is not. A perfect, unbreakable cave. For me, it is damnation. A place where time does not move, where the world unfolds just beyond my reach. A theater where I may watch but never step upon the stage. And worst of it all, it is boring. No conquests, no feasts, no pleasure, no purpose. Just an eternity of watching lesser men fumble through history. Yes, and then some, as you can see. Eternal life. Sounds like a gift, doesn't it? But no, I was not given life. Only existence. Trapped in this mockery of a world, able to watch, to see, but never to touch. I have seen my house crumble. I have seen weak men take what was once mine, and I have seen it all from behind a veil I can never tear. And the veil between worlds is thinning. The weirdness does not break easily, only when the fabric of reality itself begins to fray. My prison and your world should never touch. And yet, here you stand. It seems the world outside is shifting, twisting in ways it was never meant to. And when that happens, things bleed together. A tear like this should not exist. And yet somehow, you've slipped through. Whether that's for good or ill, I suppose we'll find out soon enough. Yes, you think this prison blinds me? No, I see the world. I watch my bloodline waste what was once carved in iron and fear. And Yvain, he is the true downfall of House Tarion. A soft-bellied fawn, too weak to hold the reins, too fearful to demand what is his by right. He is not my heir. He is the ghost of a great house, waiting to fade. Ah, history, the great devourer. It swallows men whole and spits out only what it pleases. Palamedes, my ancestor, his name endures, woven into the fabric of Avalon like a golden thread. But me, I am the frayed end, the unraveled strand, cut away and discarded. And why? Because I ruled not with honeyed words, but with truth. Because I did what was necessary. Connacht was mine. My name should have echoed through the ages, carved into stone, whispered in fear and reverence alike. And yet, here you stand, proving what I have long suspected. I was not lost to history. I was erased. Gracious. You mistake me for a king who begged to be loved. Gracious rulers are forgotten. Merciful kings are overthrown. I ruled with a firm hand because Avalon demands it. The weak do not last here. Did my people fear me? Perhaps. But they obeyed. And obedience is the only thing that truly keeps a kingdom standing. Tell me, would you rather be adored and forgotten, or feared and eternal? Haha, clever. But this was not history's doing. This was her doing. A Bandrui's curse, not time's judgment. And yet, what's the difference in the end? Whether by time's hand or by hers, my name is dust. My throne is tainted, and the wretch who calls himself Tyrion sits upon it, a hollow shadow of what should have been. I believed eternity was the right of kings. Now I see it for what it is, a punishment, fit only for fools. I don't know. I cannot be killed. Not by blade, not by fire, not by time itself. I've tried everything, more times than I care to count. So unless you hold power equal to the one who cursed me, I wouldn't bother reaching for your weapon. You can always duel me, and die for my amusement if that suits. Oh, now that is a bold claim. You are not the first to make such an offer, nor would you be the first to fall. But what am I, to refuse a dance? Come then, let's see if your blade can carve deeper than fate itself.
Oh. Oh. I can't believe it. We're actually free. You? How did you manage to get us out of there? That I don't doubt, my friend. Oh, it's so good to be back. Funny, I didn't realize it before, but even the air in that place was different. Guess I'll go report to Shine. Honestly, I'm glad you were there with me. She'd never believe me otherwise. Some of the guys think I've gone crazy. But at least no one's saying I deserted anymore.
You're here. Speak your piece or let me work. Percy tried to spin me some wild story about falling into another realm. I didn't toss him straight into a cell, only because he swore you could back him up. So, what are... You're pulling my leg, aren't you? Tell me this is some elaborate prank. Oh, mother have mercy. Can nothing in this goddamn place just be normal? I may be a bit of a city woman, but you can't tell me that it's normal to have creatures made of bloody straw attacking outside the walls. And now you're saying there are cracks in the world. Does that mean I need to move my supplies? Well, that's some good news at least. Not gonna ask how, in case there's something about you that we'd both be better off with me not knowing. Thanks for your help. Here, something for your trouble. You're here.
Another guess. I am the channel. Yet I own and the my is at. Yet you and he. I have and could created help. And I saw you. Oh, come now. You would leave me to rot in this limbo without one last thrill. I call it the last dance. Humor me.
What is it now? If it's... Born and raised, yeah. My family has an estate in the country, but I never liked going there. All that space and nothing to do. Not even a good tavern in sight. I don't know how people live like that. A military family, dating back to the age of conquest. My father's a general, his father was one too, and my grandfather, yeah, you get the gist. Technically we're nobility, but I've never felt like it. And I'm no good in ballrooms. Joining up seemed only logical. There aren't. It's a tough life, you know? Most women aren't built for it. That I can't, but what passes for entertainment here just makes me want to leave this shithole and never look back. Can't wait for the order to march out. What is it now? Born and raised, yeah. All that's... A military family, dating back to the age of technic... Well, the first time my mother heard me swear, she had me wash my mouth out with soap. I kept swearing throughout the entire ordeal. She eventually just gave up. That I can't, but what passes for entertainment here just makes me want to leave this shithole and never look back. Can't wait for the order to march out. What is it now? If it's chatter you're after, you'll be disappointed. There might be something, but... look, it's got to stay between us, right? No! No, of course not. Just don't want Denholm getting on my ass for wasting time and resources. Even though it'll be your time and my resources. Well, one of our warehouses burned down recently. Completely down to the ground. When I checked what was left, I found a trapdoor. It must have been hidden under the floorboards, because I never saw it before. Problem is, it's sealed shut, and the lock looks ancient. Denholm told me to leave it alone, but it's been bugging me ever since. Yeah, I am. Really bloody curious. Can you blame me? There's not much here in the way of distractions. And who knows, you might find something useful down there, even if it's just more space I can use for storing supplies. No, because I don't know how. I'm an officer in Camelot's army, not a bloody thief. Despite what the locals think of us, we don't go around stealing everyone's stuff. Yeah, I've set aside some of my wages. Not like there's much to spend on around here anyway. Great. Let me know what you find. Even if it's just a pile of rotten grain, I just want to know and be done with it. Oh, and one more thing. There's someone in Connacht who could help you get through that lock. Name's Filth. Lives in what's left of the Eastern Tower. Yeah, well, of all the things I've seen in Connacht, at least I know Filth is harmless and knows everything that happens around here. I've never caught Filth doing anything illegal, and as long as it stays that way, we're good. What is it now?
This is my shield, but there's no part of my soul inside. We need to look somewhere else. But I can feel the missing part. Close. Maybe it's the men here. Maybe it needs something from us.
And where will the people turn then? Even if I wait for Camelot to take them in here. If that ever happens, I don't share the legate's conviction that everyone would just leave Connacht. Whoever stays behind, they can't be left without help. Someone with money, preferably. I won't lie. I've thought about it already. More than once. Someone who can supply us with ingredients. Maybe an alchemist to make the medicine. At one point, I even considered asking the Red Priests for help. But Neonte would have my head. Then I thought about Orwin and the Merchants' Union. But I can't abandon the patients just to have a long discussion about the business prospects of a failing hospital. Huh. What doesn't she have against them? First, she abhors the doctrine of K. On a purely theological level. Her words, not mine. And then it's all about politics. She says the influence of the Red Church is undermining the position of the All-Mother on Avalon. I don't know. Maybe people just turn to whoever is willing to help. If the priestesses aren't enough, someone has to step in. I know. That's why I'm hesitant. But some of them are also quite innovative. No one can deny that their research into the Red Death has led to real progress in medicine. I suppose if I were ever to run a hospital with one, I'd have to make sure they don't get too ambitious. You'd do that? For me? Why? I just told you the hospital has no money. I can't pay you for your efforts. That's very noble of you. But still, when the hospital is back on its feet, I'll find a way to repay. Thank you. Even if it doesn't work out. Your offer means the world to me. I've been alone with this for so long. It's good to finally have some hope.
Have you come to offer aid? If so, do not let fear grip your heart. Your time will come. Trust the will of the word, and you shall No, I am no priest. Merely a corpse through which the word is fulfilled. My path is clear now. When I am strong enough, I shall speak of the miracle I have lived through. In the shadow of the plague I stood, and yet I survived, shielded by the divine protection of the word. I am but an empty vessel, yearning to be filled with the sacred joy of the word. Now I am perfectly blank and naked. Alone I lie in this cold place, silently watching, patiently waiting. But soon, all shall be perfectly splendid. I have been marked, a gift given to me so that I may pass it on. Tell me, do you wish to become a hollow shell, an obedient corpse, able to hear the voice of the one who guides us to the final act? It is a path, one you will walk, guided by the one who bestowed upon me the grace of hollowness. I have received my task, to wait and pass the gift along. It is your intimate moment beside the prophet. You will hear the beating of her heart, feel her healing grace, and then you will find peace in the word. At last we shall rest, sister. We will finally rejoice. It will take but a moment. You will feel no pain. Now, go to the place where I first set foot on this path. There, you will find the one who shall become your shepherd. Soon, you will be
Have some spare food or coin? Anything else?
Good to see. There's always treasure for those brave enough to look.
Hello again.
I wasn't expecting
If it's quality you seek, you've come to the right place. She is? That's interesting news. Though I had no idea the hospital had financial problems. I thought it was funded by our brave Camelosian army. Or was it Lord Yvain? I can never remember. Who in turn dumped the entire responsibility onto her poor apprentice. That sounds like a complete disaster of mismanagement. Still, with a bit of restructuring, it might not be entirely hopeless. That said, a hospital doesn't exactly strike me as a lucrative venture, and I'm not in business for charity. When I invest, I expect a return. And here, I just don't see it. Maybe not. But when someone brings me a business opportunity, they should at least try to convince me it's a good idea. That's true. But in Connacht, people would sooner dig up their grandmother's miracle recipes than pay for something they used to get for free. I need some concrete ideas. I'm not sure I'd want to make an enemy of the legate. It's not a bad idea, but it does feel a bit risky. That might be for the best. Good luck with your search. I'm sure you'll find someone more suitable.
What brings you this way? You're back.
Help a soul out on your journey, will you?
Oh, hello there. Well, look who it is. The one who reignited the men here. I must say I'm impressed. Tell me. You've got a vivid imagination, I'll give you that. But, soul of a king or not, you clearly have a knack for getting things done. Tell me, would you like to help further? The people of Connacht are in need, and someone like you could make all the difference. The fields of Connacht are dying, their lifeblood drained by the creeping weirdness. If the crops fail, the people starve, and starving people are restless people. That cannot happen. Properly placed, they can shield the farmlands long enough for a harvest to be salvaged. It's not the perfect solution, but it's a start. And if the people see that the priests care for their well-being, they'll be more. I need someone capable to handle this. You've seen them around, no doubt. They're simple enough in appearance, but the knowledge to... Unfortunately, I don't have the recipe myself. If I did, this wouldn't be an issue. You'll need to find someone who knows the craft, someone familiar with the weirdness or the old ways, but be cautious. Those who keep such knowledge don't part with it easily. Secrets, after all, are a kind of power, but I'm sure you'll manage. You've done the impossible before. A druid would be ideal, of course. They hold the deepest ties to the old ways and to the secrets of the weird. Here they have Maggot, but I wouldn't count on. But there may be others who might help. Furket, the local inventor, has a knack for turning scraps of knowledge into working tools. If not him, perhaps someone who deals in druidic artifacts. Collectors sometimes know more than they let on. Legate Denholm won't be pleased. He prefers the weirdness close. It makes travel to Camelot faster. But this isn't about his ambitions. It's about the people who help me do this. And you'll have not only my gratitude, but the gratitude of every... So, my Menhir Whisperer, what say you? Will you lend a hand and... I won't lie. Relocation might be the safer option in the long run. But not everyone can abandon their homes and their land. It's not as simple as packing up and leaving. Still, if that is your belief, I can't force you to... Good. I knew you'd see the importance of this. Together, we'll... Once you have the lanterns, they need to be placed around the farmland. Start with the fields of Reese and Ida. They work as a couple and have some of the largest crop. Then head to the lands of Rob and Gil. They're brothers and... While they're stubborn, their fields are crucial to the town's food supply. Without their harvest, we'd be in serious. Position the lanterns carefully. Their glow will push back the weirdness, at least for a time. It won't be a permanent solution, but it's what we need.
I wasn't expecting company.
You'll regret that decision. Ah, you must be the one I've heard so much about. A curious figure. Navigating the shadows of Connacht. Solving problems where others stumble. Allow me to introduce myself. Brother Vitus, humble servant of the Red Church, or so the official title goes. I prefer to think of myself as an architect of change. The kind that reshapes institutions and realigns priorities. The church as it stands is stagnant, weighed down by those who use it as a platform for ambition rather than service. Fabius, for instance, is a fine example of what I aim to correct. I seek reform. Nothing so dramatic as rebellion, of course. A more elegant approach is required. One must lay the groundwork, build alliances, and ensure that when the time comes, the transition is... On parchment, yes. In practice, let's just say the hierarchy of the Red Church is more fluid than it. Fabius holds the title, but titles are transient. Influence, vision, and the ability to shape the Church's future, those are what truly matter. And in those areas, he's sorely lacking. Let him bask in his authority while it lasts. The tides are shifting, and soon enough, even he will see that he's relying on borrowed time. I'd like to ask you to speak with Anselm, Yvain's major domo. He's a man of He holds the respect of the people and the keys to the court. Should Yvain's position become vacant, Anselm, a useful ally, wouldn't? But Anselm is cautious, perhaps even suspicious of anyone bearing the church's seal. This is... Fabius, in his infinite wisdom, has forbidden the Red Priests from participating in the matters of the court. That's just how he is. Very eager to maintain. Fortunately, I have no shortage of resourceful individuals willing to assist. Excellent. I knew you'd see potential in this The caravan is on its way. Find it. Secure the supplies and deliver them along. Take whatever else you find. Coins, trinkets, that sort of thing. But the sealed crates, they must go to Anselm untouched. Consider it a sign of good faith. Do this and you'll have my gratitude.
What brings you this way? Oh, it's you. I always knew you had to have survived. There simply wasn't any other possibility. Ah, no. Sadly not. I apologize for my forwardness. It's just, I've read so much about you. I feel as though we've known each other for ages. I've spent hours poring over the drawings of your vascular system. Enough that I'm fairly certain I could recreate them from memory. I'm so glad you're here now. If there's anything you need, please let me know. I'd be happy. Oh, no. That honor fell to others. I was merely a silent admirer. Though I have to say, I do think they were rather heavy-handed with you. I've heard no one had much faith in you, but that doesn't excuse carelessness, don't you think? Exactly. That's what I've been trying to say all along. A softer touch wouldn't go amiss. Some of them acted like butchers hacking away at a fresh carcass. There should be a sense of respect for their patients, a kind of reverence. Suffering is sacred, not something to be enjoyed. Why, indeed. I have my suspicions, but nothing I can say for certain. Not yet, at least. You left so suddenly. Your case was in chaos. Incomplete notes, no one willing to talk. It was all very frustrating. That said, I do know a few things about what happened to you. And, more importantly, about the people who allowed it to happen. I'd need to dig through my notes, though. In the Not at all. You're a mercenary now, aren't you? I simply wish to hire you for your exceptional talent. Straight to the point, I see. Oh, I do like you. You've got a sharp mind, and I'm really glad they didn't break it by accident. I need items touched by the weirdness. It's a personal fascination of mine. The way the weirdness reshapes even the most ordinary things is incredible. It can take something entirely mundane, like, you, for example, and turn it into something extraordinary and unrecognizable. Bring me a few of these items, and by then, I should be ready to share what I know about the Now. The lovely young lady. I've been meaning to speak with her for some time now. Though, I had a feeling Priestess Nianti wouldn't be too pleased if I showed up. Has that, That is an intriguing proposition. However, if the Red Church were to assume jurisdiction over the local hospital, it would need to sever its ties to the All-Mother. I'm not suggesting removing young Ailey. She's far too talented to let her go to waste. I'm talking about something symbolic. A shrine to the Prophet, perhaps, with a reliquary holding the sacred fingernail of Sir Esther the Protector. Yes. Well, you're in luck. From what I've heard, the relic should be in a ruined village near... What a delight. Oh, but of course. I've heard her bedside manner is impeccable, even towards those who view her with suspicion. At the same time, she won't be burdened with managing the entire hospital. That unpleasant duty will fall entirely... She seems talented, and people her age should still be learning. No, certainly not. If we started treating the Red Death here, we wouldn't be able to treat anyone else. And that would defeat the entire purpose of this endeavor. The protocol for patients with the Red Death will remain the same. Quarantine and transfer. Go on then. And remember to take good care of your body. It's incredibly resilient. Don't
You're here. Let me look at you. They all... I would gladly explain why you're wrong, but I have neither the time nor the patience to... If I were a priestess at the Titan steps, and perhaps... But here, take a look. The entire place is a complete disarray, and the people here are not easily swayed by words. If they were, we wouldn't... I've been trying to work with Lord Yvain to control the situation, but it seems like First came the Red Priest, braying about the Red Death and accusing people of hiding the diseased. They sow panic and mistrust as if we didn't already have both in abundance. And then you showed up and made a spectacle of yourself at the Menhir. We were hoping to make the relocation as peaceful as possible, but it seems we're fighting a losing... Whatever the All-Mother wanted you to see is between you and her. Besides, I'm more concerned with... You've given people hope. Only time will tell if that was misguided or what the consequences will be if it proves... There is more than one way to spread the All-Mother's grace. Why shouldn't a priestess take part in leading the people she serves? Lord Yvain is in a precarious situation. He needs all the support he can get, and supporting him in this endeavor only benefits the residents of Kunal. Besides, my apprentice Ailey is very talented and can handle all the matters that require a more hands-on approach. The hospital will manage without me for a little while longer. Ailey is more capable than she realizes. The hospital, yes, I've seen the state it's in, and I've seen Ailey's devotion to her work. She's right, it needs more than just repairs. It needs... The All-Mother's Temple was meant to be a place of comfort and healing, but it became distant and unapproachable. What good is faith if it doesn't reach the people who need it most? I would like to help, truly, but I cannot. There is something I must resolve. Here lies Lady Maeve, wife of Lord Yvain Tarion, my dearest friend. The one I couldn't help. You're wondering why I'm here, aren't you? I'm wondering the same. I thought I'd find... May the All-Mother... All...
Like many things in Avalon, it seems. But yes, they used to be quite influential, sometimes unnervingly so. They had the ears and hearts of the people, and they made them rather bold in voicing their opinions. As you can imagine, we didn't always see eye to eye. That led to some unfortunate confrontation. I couldn't allow people to openly disagree with me, no matter the influence they thought they held among my subjects. The temple's representatives didn't approve of my use of the weirdness during the war, and they made their opposition public. I decided that such opposition deserved punishment. Sometimes it's necessary. In times of war, a leader cannot appear weak, cannot afford to look uncertain. Call it what you like, but war demands obedience, not debate.
Well, I've heard the tales of the Red Priests. Their methods are harsh, yes. But tell me, we are not perfect as we are. A handful of Camelot soldiers, myself among them. The priests sought an artifact, said to be hidden within the toll. Yet, what we found was far more. It was then that when the final act comes...
Ow! That really hurt.
Hey, you! Well. Good. Oi! Stop! You'll pay. All right.
Stop!
Stop, you crook! Seems weak. You'll pay the... Great.
Stop, you crook. You'll pay. Great.
I'm not...
Stop, you! Seems weak. You'll pay the...
Wasn't expect.
That I don't. Complicated. Sounds. That's true. I need some. Now that is an intriguing thought. I like it. We, of course, will need to think about other ways to secure profits before word gets out. But you're right. The potential here is undeniable. With the right... Not just me, I hope. We'll need back... Start with Bonksy and Osmond. Get them to join in. And talk to Erwin, since the more support we have...
Oh, hello there.
You need something?
You're here. They all... I will... If I... And then... We were... Whatever the All-Mother... Besides, you've given people hope. There is... Lord Yvain is in a precarious situation. Besides... The hospital will manage without me for a little while longer. Ailey is more capable than she... The hospital... The All-Mother's temple was meant to be... What good is... I would like to... Here lies Lady Maeve, wife of Lord Yvain. You're wondering why I'm here, aren't you? I'm wondering the same. Go with her. May the All-Mother...
Spare a coin for the hungry.
Hello there. Who that when I Fine, I just hope we don't all... You'll need to get others on board, so try to show a little enthusiasm when you talk to them. Start with bonks. The more... I'm not sure if the locals are, let's say, flexible enough for something like this. It's not a terrible idea, but it might bring us more losses than profits. Fine, you'll need to get up. Start with the more...
Wasn't expecting.
If it's quality you seek, she is. I thought it was fun. Who in turn dumped the entire responsibility onto her poor apprentice. That sounds like a complete disaster of mismanagement. Still, that said, when I invest... That's true. I need some concrete... Well, perhaps I do, but you haven't exactly filled me with... I know Ailey is desperate to solve this problem, but you have to understand. If the hospital fails, lives will be at stake. The union won't back a business that doesn't turn a profit. And if members start pulling out, it'll... That might be... Hello there. Who in that one? I need... Now that is an intriguing thought. I like it. We've healed the men here. Why not heal everything? Of course, we'll need to think about other ways to secure profits before word gets out. But you're right. The potential here is undeniable. With the right strategy, this could turn into something truly remarkable. Not just me, I hope. We'll need backing from the rest of the Merchants' Union. Start with Bonksy and Osmond. Get them to join in. And talk to Irwin, since we'll need an out. The more support we have,
Oh, hello there.
hello again. Take care.
Good to see you. I don't know. I got an offer to supply ingredients for healing potions. But honestly, that doesn't sound very exciting. My adventures are more about leaping over chasms and escaping collapsing ruins than gathering wildflowers. Maybe so, but it's still not worth spending as much time on it as Alwyn wants. I could be exploring underground labyrinths or running from guards across rooftops instead. That would turn my travels into a list of chore— No, thank you. I'll turn Alwyn down. Life's too short. Good to see you. That would turn my travels into a No, I'll turn our— Life's too short. Good to— I don't— That would turn my— No, I'll— Good to— That would turn my travel— No, I'll— Good to— That would turn my— No, I'll— That would turn my— No, I'll— Good to see— That would turn my travel— No, thank you. I'll turn Alwyn down. That would turn my travels in— No, I'll turn Al— Good to— I could— That would turn my No, I'll—
There's no...
That would not.
No need for that, is there? Hello, coming back to me. Ha! I'm not surprised he's asking me. Without my financial backing and, more importantly, my experience, most of the guild's investments wouldn't stand a chance. They really value my involvement, and that gives me leverage. In other words, have you heard the legend of Robbie of Grubwood? A bandit who stole from rich merchants and gave the gold to commoners. They say he was an incredible archer. At least, that's how the story goes. People say the same about me, but I'm still waiting for someone to write a song about me, like they did for Robbie. It's only a matter of time. Robbie's long dead. I heard someone in his gang betrayed him. He's buried in a tomb not far from here, along with his bow. And that bow has been on my mind for a while now, you see. According to legend, it's made from centuries-old yew, and enchanted by a druid whose life Robbie once saved. Bring me that bow, and I'll support Alwyn's investment. What do you say? That's what I like to hear. I always say sticking close to older, more experienced folks is worth it. There's so much you can learn from them. Am I right? What about it? Then what are you waiting for? When I was your age, I'd already have been there and back twice by now.
Oh, you're back. And I assume you're here to hand me an invitation? Let's skip the pleasantry. Why would merchants take over the patronage of a hospital? And why should I have anything to do with it? Touching, but I'll have to disappoint you. I couldn't care less. The people of Connacht have always had a knack for entrusting their lives to magical scarecrows, like that men here looming over us. As you can see, wisdom isn't their strong suit. If you don't have a better argument, we might as well end this conversation now. The All-Mother or the Red Church. What a wretched choice. Oh, I can already picture the hospital in either scenario. Devotees brimming with pity alongside that cynical Neonte. Or a pack of lunatics scheming how to dig into their patient's guts. No, thank you. You've convinced me. But you'll have to put in some effort. Because religion dulls the mind. It's no different from magic. Finger snapping, conjuring tricks over your head, miracles, and warding off evil spirits. Healing. That's what science and alchemy are for. Not some collection of stories about salvation and grace. I've been having a serious problem with my supplies lately. The Red Church is hoarding every remotely valuable alchemical ingredient for themselves. Here's a list of items I particularly... Then I'll join this union, whatever that turns out to be.
Oh,
He'll... What? Yo. Todd the has. It's true that my business, ever since they started strutting around Kunacht, people have been hesitant to use the services of alchemists, afraid of how the Red Church might react. Fine. You've got my attention. But you'll have to put in some effort. Not yet. But who knows what those rats will come up with next? They've already quarantining an entire district? Sure, why not? Carting people off to the island asylum? Absolutely. They're turning the Red Death into some incomprehensible nightmare, using methods far removed from anything scientific or rational. I wouldn't be surprised if they start... Oh, hello there. Helix. Well, and why touching the people of Kunacht, as you can see, the All-Mother. I can already picture the hospital in either scenario. No, you've convinced me. Because religion dulls the healing. I've been having a serious... Then I'll join...
Nice to see you. Hello. Have you... They speak Robin and a couple... That... Am I right?
Not good to... You know what? You're right. That could work. But I can't go anywhere until I sell off all my wares. How about it? Want to take the lot? I'll give you a big discount. Yes? Did you manage to scrape together the money? Oh, I hope so. I'm starting to feel like I'm rooted to this spot. I get it. It's a big expense. And honestly, I felt a little bad asking. But hey, I had to try. Never mind. Just let Alwyn know I won't be able to help him. Good to... That would turn my travel... No. Good to... That would turn my... No. Good to see. Good to. Maybe that would turn my trap. No.
No need.
Good to see. That would turn my. No. Good. That would turn my. No. Good to see you. Maybe you know what? You're right. That could work. I can't go anywhere until I sell off all my wares. How about it? Want to take the lot? I'll give you a big disc. Yes? Did you manage to scrape together the money? Oh, I hope so. I'm starting to feel like I'm rooted to this spot. Fantastic. If you don't need something, you can always sell it later and even make a profit. Let Alwyn know I'm in, and I can't wait for my first trip to gather ingredients. Luck always finds me, one way or... Good to see. Life's too short to play it safe.
Always a pleasure to see you.
Ah. Safe journeys.